Agree or disagree? Deoxys is better than Jirachi. 3, 2, 1, disagree.
Agree.
Why do you agree? You always gotta be different.
Listen, hey, man, listen, I understand Jirachi can, like, grant wishes and stuff, but, like, Deoxys throws hands with Rayquaza. Game respect game. Does he get mollywopped a bit? Yeah. But hey, he's in the ring with Ali, all right? Like, I gotta throw some love to the space alien.
That space alien doesn't grant wishes. All I need you to do is grant wishes one time for me, baby. Make all the Rayquazas disappear. You're good. You win. What more do you need?
We've never seen Jirachi do that, though. He's not Zeno from Dragon Ball. I mean, maybe he is. I don't know.
We don't know. They haven't elaborated on anything about Jirachi. And all they've told us about Deoxys is that it came from space. And we know what would be cool is if they were like, hey, Deoxys is actually from, like, the same spatial realm as, like, Eternatus. That would make me change my mind completely about Deoxys. But no, that's not the case.
Wait. Is Jirachi secretly OP and the most powerful Pokemon?
I think it is the most powerful Pokemon, absolutely. Agree or disagree? Reshiram is better than Zekrom. 3, 2, 1, disagree.
Disagree.
Why do you disagree, dude?
Zekrom is typically stronger in the video games. It's just got a better kit. It's a physical attacker with high defense, so it's just done better in the format. Right?
Yeah.
Same thing of Pokemon Go. It counters things a little bit better than Reshiram does. I will say I love the Dragon Fire typing. I think that's super cool. I don't know why it took 5 gens to make a Dragon Fire Pokemon.
My only thing is I love Reshiram being the representation for the pursuit of truth. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I love that. But then again, like, Zekrom just feels like it got more love. Now, as far as designs go, though, that Reshiram design as a whole, I kind of enjoy, but then, like, some angles it looks like a duck, and I'm like, I agree. I don't want, like, a big dragon-looking duck.
I'm an electric fan. Getting an electric dragon that has an electrical turbine generator on the back of it, it was hard to beat for me. So, yeah, Zekrom.
Which would you rather have? We've got every evolution artwork ever made and every starter artwork ever made.
First of all, yes, I would take either. But just to be clear, we're saying ever, right? Like, we're talking like Gold Star Umbreon and Espeon and first edition base set Charizard.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm probably going to go the starter Pokemon because there are some starters I love, right? There are some chases for me between some of the Charizard cards. Everybody knows I love Typhlosion, that Blaziken from Chilling Reign. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the starters, he says super confidently.
The evolutions are so great, right? And you just think about the 9 cards that we've got from Prismatic Evolutions, including the promos, but then you think back to all their cards that we've had vintage-wise. You've got the Level X Glaceon, Level X Leafeon, dude, from Majestic Dawn.
Yeah.
Like, these are big cards with great artworks, but then again, you did bring up a good point with the Greninja SIR, and then we've got the Typhlosion T17, but I think I am going the starters too, and that's solely because of the Gold Star Mudkip, Gold Star Torchic, Trico, Charizard, right? You can't pass up those
Sceptile
cards.
EX.
Exactly, man. And some of the XY full arts. Yeah, I think it's almost a no-brainer, I say. Agree or disagree? 151 God Packs are better than Prismatic God Packs.
I would take any God Pack, but okay.
3, 2, 1, agree.
Disagree.
Why do you disagree, pal?
Really? Okay, so I don't know. I feel like the Evolution cards Evolutions are more popular, and I just like the artworks better. Like, I think the artworks are cool because they progress for 151, but you get more variety from the Prismatic packs. There's a couple in there. Specifically, I'm going to call out the Glaceon is Chef's Kiss.
Good on you for showing Glaceon some respect, but my only argument is that the 151 God Packs doing the whole evolutionary line, I enjoy a lot more because I feel like Pokemon's been lacking with giving respect to the entirety of the evolution line for certain Pokemon. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like 151
I get what
actually
you're
giving
saying.
illustration rares to Wartortle and Squirtle and then giving that SIR to Blastoise was just phenomenal. Now, granted, all the evolution artworks are sexy. Like, they're great. I don't know one that I, like, hate.
This is going to be a hard one. People in the comments, good luck. Good luck with this one.
Agree or disagree? Mega Evolutions are better than Ben 10's Ultimate Aliens. 3, 2, 1, disagree.
Agree.
Why do you agree, buddy?
Listen, this is a throwback. This might be a cop-out answer, but there's just way more of them. There are way more Mega Pokemon than there are, like, Ben 10 Ultimate Aliens. You just get more variety.
You're wrong, because here's the deal. Ben 10 has 1 million aliens. Over 1 million sources of DNA, so there is a vast amount of whatever he could pull from.
Yeah, but they didn't draw him.
I mean, they didn't draw him, right? But have they drawn every Pokemon? There's currently, what, 1,300 Pokemon or something goofy? Yeah, I mean, come on. Look, they haven't drawn every Pokemon yet. We know we're still getting more. But Ben 10, he smokes almost every other animated or fictional universe whatsoever. There was some debate about Ben 10 versus the Invincible universe. Ben 10 is wiping the floor with the Invincible universe. I don't want to hear anything about that. But yes, as a big Ben 10 fan, God, yeah, the Ultimate Aliens are so much better than the Mega Evolutions.
What are you doing to my FYP, man?
Nope. The only Mega I'm going to use because I'm convinced that it is going to be
it's
the
not coming.
best
Flygon's not coming.
Mega. It's not Flygon. It is Mega Meganium. I think that they realize that Chikorita has just received so much hate over the last 25 years that they're like, you know what? Screw it. This Mega is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be grass and fairy, and it's going to kick ass.
No, man. Feraligatr is going to dominate there.
No, don't agree.
They're going to go full Godzilla mode, and I'm so excited.
Okay, so they're basically going to make it a water version of Tyranitar.
Sure. Is there a problem? I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with it either, but I'm telling you.
Now you're like, wait a minute.
No, well, okay. It's not that I don't have a problem with it. Okay, let's back off there for a second. I think Meganium, the devs are going to look at this and think, holy crap, we are tired of all the Meganium hate. Let us give it some competitive viability in everything, in every realm, every game, whether it's Pokemon Go, in ZA, in wherever else. I really do think that Mega Meganium is going to kill it. Agree or disagree? It's good for collectors to track the value of their collections. 3, 2, 1, agree.
Agree.
Why do you agree, man?
You know what? You go first this time.
Well, I'd say, number one, it's good for people to track the value of their collections to keep from getting scammed. That's just an easy answer.
Yep.
You know, if people that want to go to card shows and they want to say, hey, what's the value of my collection? Or at least, you know, knowing how they should find their collection. Shout out to Get Collector for being so easy to use to know the value of your collection as a whole. But even going so far as to say tracking the value for their kids, right? Because there are a lot of people that made really good decisions when, you know, 20 years ago they said, I'll buy this box and, you know, we can open this with my kids and we can relive, you know, what we used to do. And then it turned into, oh, well, this box is no longer $90. This box is worth like 50 grand. So maybe we should, you know, sell it.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that I'm not agreeing with you have to track everything. I think that it's important to understand how to track the value of your collection. Trades are usually financially based now as well. So I don't think you can be a collector without knowing the value. But I'm also not saying like every card you get, you need to go put into, you know, Collector or any of the collecting apps. I mean, maybe that's why some people collect, but that's not why the large majority of us collect. I think it's important to know how to track the value, but I'm not saying you have to track everything.
This or that, which Pokemon card would you rather have? We've got the Dark Charizard versus the Blaine's Charizard.
Oh, people have been asking for this one. Blaine's Charizard.
Oh, really? Wait, whoa. Why would you go interesting? Tell me why.
So this is close. This is really close. And it really comes down to that I've owned the Blaine's Charizard before. And I've never owned the holographic Dark Charizard. So like I've had it, you know what I mean? So I know what it felt like. Also, I do like trainer Pokemon, but the Dark is awesome too. So this is really close. I'm going to lean Blaine's Charizard.
I can see that, right? But versus looking at the sets they came out of, I want Dark Dragonite and Dark Blastoise more from Team Rocket, so I wouldn't pick Dark Charizard as like the number one pull from the set. And then, but Blaine's Charizard, though, is easily the number one, number two from Jim. So, yeah okay, I see your thinking. My wheels are turning now, Chad. I might change my answer. Genelac, buddy.
Are we rog and rolling?
Stop it. Get some help.
Chat, welcome to episode 8 of the Critical Hits podcast. My name is Pokey Scout.
I'm Genelac Gaming.
And this is Critical Hits! I hope you guys have had a very, very wonderful week. First thing on the chopping block, what I'm going to call it, is the topic of Mega Dragonite. Tell me your opinion. 3, 2, 1, it sucks.
I love it.
There's something wrong with you.
You love it? Oh my god, I knew you would love it. Dude, I'm telling you, I might be convinced to enjoy this damn thing later. And by later, I mean like in 8 years, but I hate it. I am a big Mega Dragonite hater, which makes me so upset, bro. Because it was the one Pokemon I was like the most excited about.
So you know what changed my mind? I saw a lot of artist renditions of 2D versus 3D. And I think I've come to the decision that I just don't like Game Freak's 3D sprite.
Agree or disagree? The EX era was the greatest era of Pokemon. 3, 2, 1, agree.
Disagree.
Why do you disagree, buddy?
I don't know if this is gonna be a hot take or not, but I think like that 2009 time frame, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, that's when they brought double battles to the VGC.
Ooh.
So I think there's a lot of things that were happening in that like 09 time frame that people are realize like, oh wait, this was like peak Pokemon.
You know, that's a really good point, because when I think back to the TCG, you know, my favorite sets of all time are Heart Gold, Soul Silver, versus where like the EX era, though, I can't like overlook what was happening during that time between 2003 and 2007, because as far as video games, we had EX Ruby and Sapphire, and we had Emerald. We also had Gale of Darkness, my favorite Pokemon game of all time, and then the EX era gave us Gold Stars, dude, and the original EX Pokemon cards that everybody, you know, was raving about for the XY era.
That's you're right. This is, I don't know, chat, comments, what do you guys think? I think that a little bit later was better, but I could see an argument for both.
Agree or disagree? Hisuian Typhlosion is better than regular Typhlosion. 3, 2, 1. Disagree.
Disagree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
no shot.
no way. You could not convince me otherwise, but why do you disagree?
You know, I get it. Like, it's new, it has the ghost typing. Everybody knows I'm a Typhlosion stan anyway, if you've seen my picking the Typhlosion card over the Tyranitar card. I think the design is better, and he's OG, and I'm nostalgic, and I just like Typhlosion better.
Now, between the other regional forms of Decidueye and Hisuian Decidueye, which one do you like more?
Probably normal Decidueye. And then I would
Really?
take Hisuian Samurott, though.
Hisuian Samurott was very interesting. Between Hisuian Decidueye and the regular Decidueye, I think I like the color scheme of Hisuian a little bit more.
Fair.
Maybe that's why we didn't get Typhlosion in Gen Z, is because it already had a regional form.
Maybe, yeah.
That's why they chose Tepig. That's a conversation for another time, though. Agree or disagree? Palkia is better than Dialga. 3, 2, 1. Disagree.
Disagree.
Why do you disagree, buddy?
Dialga has the typing advantage. Let's start with that. Like, Dragon Steel just murks Dragon Water. Also, I don't know why, but I feel like if you freeze time, you don't have to worry about space, because everything's frozen. You know what I'm trying to say?
I don't understand why they did that. I don't understand Palkia's typing in the first place, right? You went Dragon Steel and then Dragon Water, and it's like, those don't mix or have like an effect against anything else. You know, Steel does resist. I mean, I think it did resist Dragon up to a certain point.
No,
And-
it does.
Yeah, okay, it still
Steel
does.
resists Dragon.
Yeah, and so why didn't Palkia get something more unique? Like, I know Fairy wasn't around at that time.
But it should have. It should have got Fairy. It's
yeah,
pink.
yes, I do think that Palkia should have gotten the Fairy type, or, I mean, at this point, it should have gotten, like, I don't know, maybe Fire?
Or
you know?
ground. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels weird that they did it. Ooh, ground is actually a really good idea, though. It just always felt like Palkia's design was a little weaker, too, as compared to Dialga.
Yeah.
Agree or disagree? Lugia is better than Ho-Oh. 3, 2, 1, agree.
Agree.
Why do you agree, buddy?
I mean, you're talking to the Lugia fanboy club between the two of us, but like, it's the Guardian of the Sea. Aeroblast greater than Sacred Fire. He's babysitting 3 legendary birds, all right? Yes, Ho-Oh resurrected the 3, but Lugia's throwing hands with his 3. Plus, he learns Hydro Pump. I could go on for days. Lugia OP.
Bro, I don't want to say anything negative against Ho-Oh, because do you not think Ho-Oh could no-diff the 3 legendary birds?
Oh, I don't know. I think he could, but he doesn't. It's a mindset, baby.
That's fair. That's what I'm talking about. You know what? Yeah, no disrespect to you, Ho-Oh, okay? But Lugia has more feats, all right? So we got to give credit where credit is due. Agree or disagree? The Pokemon Company should redo all of the Gen 1 shinies. 3, 2, 1, agree.
Agree! Please!
Why do you agree, pal?
Please! Dude, like, okay, hold on. Like, a lot of people's favorite Pokemon are Gen 1. Think Gengar. Think Dragonite. Ninetales, Arcanine, the list goes on and on. I think people forget, those shinies were limited. And what I mean by that is the Game Boy Color had a very specific color palette it could use. So the Pokemon Company was like working with their arm tied behind their back. Give us the white Gengar, give us the pink Dragonite. Like, let's do this.
I agree, but what shinies would you keep out of the gate besides like Mewtwo and Charizard? I'd even think like maybe redo the Mewtwo shiny a little bit. I think Snorlax absolutely needs a new shiny. I don't know why. The Snorlax to me always felt like it could be inverted. You know, be like tan fur and then like dark belly or whatever. But no, I agree. I think the shinies are lacking. I think they're pretty weak for the most part, and it was just due to limitations.
And you can keep some if you want. Like, if people like Shiny Ponyta or Shiny Alakazam, you don't have to redo them all. But there is a long list.
Agree or disagree? Mew is better than Mewtwo.
Ooh.
3, 2, 1. Agree.
Disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Mewtwo is literally 2.0. It is the better version of Mew. It is mankind taking Mew and like upgrading almost everything. I mean, and he has a Mega? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, yes, I understand they draw in the Pokemon movie, but like Mewtwo, he could have won. All right, Mew changed his mind.
Here's the deal, okay? I am one of those people that really enjoy the original over the redo, the heightened copy.
You're just a cheap fucking knockoff.
Mew is spectacular. It is a spectacular mythical. It should already have a Mega. It should have every form that it ever wants because it is one of the greatest Pokemon of all time. I will hear no Mew slander. Okay, Mewtwo is powerful, yes, but you can never beat the original. You're just not making the original better.
Mega Mewtwo Y, low diffs, Mew. One Shadow Ball and the game is over.
Give Mew a Mega form and watch him go to work. Genelac, buddy, what's your Mount Rushmore of modern Pokemon cards?
Well, we'll get the first one out of the way. It's pretty easy. Shout out Alex Ketchum. Shout out my PSA 10 of the Lovebirds back there. I think the Lovebirds from Team Up are absolutely on there. Number 2, this is going to be a more recent one, actually. I think the alternate art, like full black Zekrom, specifically in a BGS 10 black label, is going to be insane. Like, I think that card will be insane. So that's on my Mount Rushmore.
I love the clarification on the black label part.
Another card that I own is the Alt Art Lugia from Silver Tempest. You and I have talked about it a lot. I think it's probably one of the best Lugia arts of all time. And the fact that it came out recently is just creme de la creme. The last but not least, I'm going to have to go with the Chinese exclusive Fearless Terrestrial Arcanine EX. I don't know how many people have seen this. You're probably going to have to throw it on there. But that is probably one of the best Arcanine artworks of all time, and Arcanine doesn't get. So I'm gonna go with the Fearless Terrastal Arcanine EX. I need you to pick your 4 favorite cards to be your Mount Rushmore for modern day Pokemon cards. Shout out Powder TCG.
I gotta answer this in 2 parts. Number 1, I think the undisputed Mount Rushmore of modern Pokemon cards, the Latios GX tag team. Then it would go the shiny Charizard from Hidden Fates, then the alternate art Umbreon VMAX, and then the 151 Charizard. I feel like those are the 4 major cards from the era.
Not the Bubble Mew?
No, I would not put the Bubble Mew above the Charizard. Maybe here soon. Maybe people are going to wake up and be like, dude, that Mew is actually really cool and the Charizard sucks. But my favorite would be the alternate art Mew and Mewtwo GX tag team, number 1. Number 2 would be the Umbreon alternate art standing atop the steps, still from Evolving Skies. Yep. Number 3 would be the Blaziken VMAX from Chilling Reign. I love that card so much, and a lot of people don't like it or haven't seen it recently. And last but not least, dude, my favorite card from the Scarlet and Violet era, that is the Ceruledge EX Special Illustration Rare from Prismatic Evolutions. That is a goated card. Everybody says it's too busy, there's too many dark colors, it's hard to see. Whatever, get over yourself. It's a great card.
Agree or disagree? Trying to get a low voice like you. If you have a card that you think will grade a 10, you should always get it graded. 3, 2, 1. Disagree.
Disagree.
You have way more experience in this, so you go first.
The idea that people should always get their cards graded, I just don't enjoy solely from a collector's standpoint, right? And I'm going to approach this from collectors and vendors, right? As a collector, you don't need to get your cards graded, right? Number 1, some people just want to enjoy the hobby and can't afford to pay the initial $19 or $25 to get the card graded through PSA. Some people don't want to wait the 3 or 4 months to do so. And then as a vendor, sometimes the turnover for the card is more liquid, right, in a raw form than it is a graded form.
I think you're right. Like, I think if it's a part of a set, and I think you made a really good point. Not everybody wants a graded card. So just because you get it graded doesn't mean you can sell it that quickly. I would argue that raw cards are still the majority of what people want, right? They want it in binders, they want it in decks, they want it as a part of a set. I think the grading, while yes, is on the up and up, it is not what the majority of Pokemon collectors want to collect.
Agree or disagree? Should Pokemon have an adult following? 3, 2, 1. Agree.
Agree.
Why do you agree, buddy?
People can get mad how they want, but the individuals that started with Pokemon are now adults. So yeah, you stay as a fan, right? I wasn't a Seattle Seahawks fan and then, oh, I got older, so now I don't care about it because I don't play football anymore. No, I still watch and I'm still involved. I think that it's absolutely made for adults and kids at this point because it came out for everybody as kids, and I mean, now we're adults and we still love it.
And I think the reason I asked this is because we see so many comments in all of our social media platforms, whether it's TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, and it's like, grow up, dude, you're an adult. You no longer, like, Pokemon's not for you, especially after the video that we made that was, should Pokemon create an anime for its older audience, right? And someone made a good point saying they've been successful, you know, with their younger audience and only appealing to them, so they don't need to appeal to us.
Look at these incel 30-year-old guys that like a cartoon. Ugh.
It's like, dude, get over yourself. I mean, come on. There's something for everybody.
When people tell you their favorite Sword and Shield set, I was having this conversation with some people while I was vending at a card show here in the UK. I asked them what their top 3, top 4 Sword and Shield sets were. Brilliant Stars, never mentioned. Was not mentioned.
Wow.
One time, man. It was Crown Zenith, Evolving Skies, Lost Origin. I even had some people say Astral Radiance.
Did anybody say Chilling Rain?
Some people did say Chilling Rain, which made me so happy. But Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike was another one. Brilliant Stars never broke.
No. Fusion Strike is a bad set.
What? Oh, really? Oh, let's go into this.
Too big. There's only a couple chases.
That's what she said.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
I'm so sorry. Okay, back to it. You said it was too large.
Too large and in charge. And listen, if you're a Mew fan, great. But if you don't like Mew, there's really not that much for you in that set, especially for the price. Especially when you talk about Brilliant Stars, Chilling Rain. Now, yeah, I stand on that.
Brilliant Stars, in my mind, it needs to be in the conversation of top 3, top 4 sets from the Sword and Shield era. Agree or disagree? Kyogre is better than Groudon. 3, 2, 1. Agree.
Agree.
Atta boy, why do you agree?
Listen, man, Flying Whale will go burr. First of all, it has the type advantage. I don't know how this is a thing, right? Like, it literally is super effective against it. Water erodes land all the time. Like, you could get scientific about this. And in the primal form, it becomes double super effective. So I just don't understand. I actually don't understand how this is a rivalry. I'm not going to lie to you.
I agree, man. I can't disagree with anything that you said because in my mind, I just think Kyogre smokes Groudon. And I know as a kid when somebody was like, did you know that the earth is covered in 70% water? And I was like, immediately translated it to Pokemon. I was like, God, Groudon's getting his ass kicked. Like, there's just no way you survive that.
From a design perspective, I think they're about equal. I don't think Groudon is particularly better than Kyogre from an artwork perspective. Like, people love Zacian over Zamazenta, right? I actually think that it's pretty equal from, like, a popularity, so that's why I go to, like, the who is better.
Sure, but I also do think that Kyogre Shiny is better than Groudon Shiny.
I agree.
Agree or disagree? The Gold Star Pikachu is the best Pikachu card ever made. 3, 2, 1. Disagree.
Disagree.
Why do you disagree, buddy?
Listen, man, it's a great card, but Pikachu is probably it might be the most printed Pokemon in the Pokemon franchise. And you have the original Birthday Pikachu, the original Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu. There are a lot of heavy hitters. You know I love Shiny Pikachu, but I think there are better ones than this.
I agree, bro. I didn't think you were going to say, like, Birthday Pikachu or even Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu. I thought you were going to bring up more, like, I don't know if you're a big Poncho guy. Everybody loves Poncho Pikachus right now, and I'm not saying they're not good, but, like, there are other artworks that are just that much better. And some of them, I'd have to say, like, the tag team, Pikachu and Zekrom, that's a great artwork.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculously good.
If you guys have ever had a chance to check out, like, some of the promo Pikachus, like, specifically some of the Japanese promo Pikachus, too, I can't even say their names, but, you know, we'll throw up an image, but the Okugagi, Sama, and Maiko Ham Pikachu. It is... I'm so sorry for that.
All we're saying is, it's not the best. Agree or disagree? Neo Destiny is the best Wizards of the Coast set ever made. 3, 2, 1. Disagree.
Agree.
Oh my God. Tell us why. Tell us why.
Listen, man, that sounds like such a scary question, but, like, I think it is. I genuinely think Neo Destiny is. Like, if you look at the cards in this set, I challenge everybody to go look at the cards in this set. You have some of the best artworks or cards for their respective Pokemon. You got Light Arcanine in there. You got Shining Charizard, Shining Raichu for all my Raichu lovers out there. And all the dark, like even some of the commons and uncommons, like Dark Ursaring is freaking sick.
So I'm not saying it is not competitive, right? Like Neo Destiny is absolutely like top 3, top 4 at a bare minimum, because I love, like you said, the Ursaring and the Ammonite. However, Skyridge, dude. Well, I when you take into account their last hurrah, my God, bro, Skyridge just blows it all out of the water. I say all out of the water. It's literally like, you know, Skyridge is, 100.
It's close.
Aquapolis like 99, first edition base set 98, and then Neo Destiny like 97. I just, in my mind, I have to put Skyridge over Neo Destiny. And then I feel like first edition base set just needs to be in the top. But I don't hate your take, but I also want to know what you guys think. Is it the best? Agree or disagree? The Mew VMAX is the best alternate art from Fusion Strike. 3, 2, 1, agree.
Disagree.
Why do you disagree, buddy?
Oh, dude, you're not gonna like my answer at all. I could make an argument it's the worst. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Gengar, the Gengar VMAX clears. I think the Espeon has a case to be better, and I actually think the Inteleon has a case of being better. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Inteleon, as far as an artwork goes, I think is severely underrated, and I think a lot of people hate that card for no reason. The Gengar, I'm sorry, the Gengar looks super Crayola, super like third grader drawn. Yeah, exactly. Everything that you're doing right now is a perfect representation of how I feel about the Gengar. The Espeon, yes, the Espeon, I'm half and half right there. Like, that's like, the Espeon is the only one I would put over the Mew VMAX. The Celebi and the Mew V are great, and the Greedent is cute, but no, dog, I don't put the Gengar over the Mew. If you guys don't like me for that, so be it. I don't care. I think the Mew VMAX is the best alt art from Fusion Strike.
Gengar fans, back me up.
Genelac, agree or disagree? The first edition Neo Genesis Lugia is the greatest Lugia artwork of all time. 3, 2, 1, disagree.
Disagree.
Why do you disagree, buddy?
I mean, I knew as two Lugia stands, we are true Lugia connoisseurs, chat. And while the first edition is the most valuable, it's not the best card. It's just not. Like, Secret Wonders is a great artwork. I would even argue Silver Tempest is probably a better artwork than first edition Lugia. The Delta species that we both want so badly would definitely be better. No, I can think of 3 or 4 that are better.
If someone were to ask me off the rip what my top 3 Lugia artworks of all time are, I'd have to go number 1, the Aquapolis Lugia. Just doesn't compare to anything else. And you can disagree with me here, but number 1, I would go Aquapolis Lugia. Number 2, I would go bottom half of the Heart Gold Soul Silver Legend cards. I think that is a very menacing, perfect artwork for the Guardian of the Seas. And then number 3, man, that Unseen Forces EX Lugia. Holy cow, bro. That is a gorgeous artwork, and I will say that is interchangeable in my mind with the alternate art from Silver Tempest, but those are my 3.
And I'll throw it out there real quick. It's not always about value. The regular Lugia V from Silver Tempest, if you would have made that rarer, that artwork is freaking sick. The realism is absolutely dope. This or that. Which shiny Pokemon would you rather have? Gold Star Espeon or Shining Gyarados?
Ooh, I don't like this one. I don't.
God, I don't like it.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, here's the deal. The Gyarados, I mean, when I think of a Gyarados artwork, it's the Shining Gyarados. I mean, that was the shining Pokemon growing up, outside of like Ho-Oh, you know what I mean? But the Gold Star Espeon, dude, holy cow. I mean, like, we've seen this card in person. We've gotten to, mingle with the Espeon. God bless. I'm going Gyarados. I decline to answer. I think I'm going to go Gyarados. Yep, lock it in.
Yeah!
I lock it in. I have to. Oh, it's just such a good artwork.
I don't think you could go wrong either way, but I'm glad that I hurt you with that. That felt good.
It didn't feel good. I think I went wrong. Agree or disagree? Legends EA will be a better game than Legends Arceus. 3, 2, 1, disagree.
Agree.
Why do you agree?
No, you gotta go first this time. You gotta go. That's the hottest take of 2025.
I declined to answer. I was trying to be different. I can't justify it. I literally can't. I was trying to be different. I can't justify it. I think it's going to be the greatest game of all time.
All right, I'll give my reasons on why I agree.
Please give your reasons.
It's gonna be on the new console, which is the Switch 2.
Yep.
They're bringing ranged combat for the first time. they're building on what they built with Legends Arceus, albeit I will say Legends Arceus probably will have a better open world mechanic. I'll say that. I don't being in one city worries me. But everything points to, there's going to be megas, which are better than alpha Pokemon because you can use them elsewhere. I think Z8 is going to be better.
I agree with him. I'm sorry that I tried to be different.
Clickbait!
Agree or disagree? Master Ball cards are not desirable. 3, 2, 1, disagree.
Disagree.
Why do you
Hard
disagree?
disagree. Oh my god. I don't understand the Master Ball slander. It's so sick. It's a reverse holo with a Master Ball on it. People lose the concept of how cool the Master Ball as an item is. It's so cool. It's an etched holographic of the most powerful item in the game. Yeah, hard disagree.
And as a TCG player, I always want to, bling out with my deck with whatever the coolest version is of the card.
Yeah.
But to have so many commons and so many playables that are in the Pokeball and the Master Ball holos, I think it's another unique aspect to, I'll just say, heighten your decks, man. It doesn't really make the game any better. It's just cooler. Agree or disagree? A booster box should not be worth more than its top chase in a PSA 10. 2, 1, agree.
Disagree.
Why do you disagree?
Okay, so first of all, booster box in and of itself is a rare item, right? Like, I'm a sealed collector. I love booster boxes, so there's value to that. Then when you think about it, if you're the optimist that I am, you could go in and you could hit multiple hits in a booster box. You take base set, for example, you could hit the Charizard, the Hitmonchan, and a Blastoise, all in the same box. And they might not all get 10s if you send them into grade, but there's just more chance for it. So it makes more sense to me.
Absolutely. And I think I have to change my answer immediately because I was thinking too rigid in my thinking, right? When I asked the question, I'm going to have to go.
I convinced him, chat.
When people are rigid in their thinking of, I'm only going to pull this one card from this box. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be biased. For anybody that's always like, oh my god, it's crazy to me that this box is worth so much when the top chase only is this. I think it's rip and shippers or people that support rip and ships that mostly complain about it, right? When they're paying a really high price for one individual pack and they get smoked because they got, a common or a rare or a reverse rare or whatever. Agree or disagree? PSA 8s should cost the same as the raw card. 3, 2, 1, agree.
Agree!
Why do you agree, buddy?
Oh my god, like right now it's PSA 9s, and I don't get it. So here's the thing. You're paying to get the card graded, and it's safe forever, and you're getting information on the slab. So it tells you, the set and the year, yada, yada, yada. All that is awesome stuff, and the slabs look good. Most raw cards are gonna get somewhere between an 8 and a 9, and then, 10s happen. So it makes sense for me that a PSA 10 is worth more than a raw card, because it's rarer and you still had to pay the cost. Same with PSA 9s. PSA 9s should be more than the raw card because you're not guaranteed that.
I agree, and I think when you look at it, the PSA 10 is saying that the card is perfect. The card is mint, not near mint, it is mint. PSA 9 saying that it's near mint. PSA 8 saying that it's still near mint, but it's closer to like excellent or whatever it is, right? But in saying that PSA 9 is valued the same as the raw card feels like a stretch.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The PSA market, everybody, if it's a gradable card and it looks gradable, most people nowadays are just sending it in with their partnership with GameStop. So like a raw card, if it's gonna get a 10, it's already been sent in.
Agree or disagree? Tag teams are better than alternate arts. 3, 2, 1, agree.
Agree.
Why do you agree?
At the base of it, there's 2 Pokemon to 1. I'll say that. Like, a lot of these tag teams have multiple Pokemon in them that are interacting together. Some of the best cards ever are tag team cards. Like the Lovebirds, Latios, Latiace. Shout out Alex Ketchum. Just some of the interactions on the tag team cards I think are better. I think the alternate arts are beautiful for an individual Pokemon, but they lack that interaction aspect.
I mean, the tag teams were kind of unique in their own sense because, correct me if I'm wrong, they were the first ones that incorporated a second Pokemon, right? And the Mewtwo and Mew GX tag team, probably one of my favorite cards of all time.
Yep.